Hello, everybody. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. This is another episode of the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rant. And so given it's a little bit past the mid-July, but we're doing our third annual mid-year review. And so far 2022, I want to say has actually been, I want to say, better year than the last couple for movies and stuff. Like better than last year, I feel like. It's, there's more quality, better quality with the movies that we've gotten so far. Burn, what do you think? So how are you liking stuff?
I agree, man. This has been the strongest year for movies since 2019, for sure. I mean, a lot of these movies that have come out in the first half alone are definitely going to be like some of the best once we reach the end of the year, I think, for sure. So, and we still got a lot of good ones to come out. So I'm very much looking forward to the last half of the year. But so far, this first half of the year has been exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, again, COVID has just been messing stuff up, put a lot of movies back, and then now actors this year, people are really messing things up. So, some movies still get pushed back, other things, a bunch of other stuff happened. But again, it has been a great year so far. I've been really enjoying it. So, before we get started with our, top five movies and stuff, don't be afraid to ring the bell, stay up to date on all our stuff. Press the like button just because we appreciate your liking of our show. And don't forget to subscribe. It doesn't hurt, completely free. And again, we appreciate you guys growing the community bit by bit with that. It feels nice, guys, though.
Yeah, and let us know your top fives, in the comments for sure. I mean, we would like to know what other people are enjoying so far too.
Or don't, I don't care. I would like you to, but you never do. So, people, PayPal. Um, Anyways, Burn, how'd you want to do this? Do you want me to just do my five now, or did you want to go back and forth? What were you feeling, my brother?
We could do a little bit of back and forth, a little tete-a-tete, a little takes two to tango type thing.
Tit for tat, I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, so let's start with our least favorite, which is still like a solid, five and stuff, and then we'll work our way up to number one. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds like a good one. 5-1.
Cool. All right. Well, my fifth favorite. Actually, you go first. Go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So, rounding out my top five, at the bottom of the list at number five, for me is the Netflix movie, actually, Hustle, with Adam Sandler, where he plays a recruiter for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's the scout, essentially. And it's about him discovering this European talent and just going through the different systems of basketball, of getting someone into the NBA. That I thought the movie was really good. I don't know how many people saw it. I think it kind of flew a little bit under the radar, which is interesting to say for an Adam Sandler movie. But I think this is his best performance since Uncut Gems for sure. Queen Latifah, who plays his wife in the movie, does a really good job, and the basketball player that is the main character of the movie. I forget his name, but he does a really solid job here. And actually, a lot of the basketball players that do feature in this movie all do a really good job. It's one of those. It's like a feel good movie. I'm a sucker for sports movies, especially ones like this where you're trying to like build up to like this big thing. In this case, they're building up to the NBA draft. So whenever they're working towards a goal, whether it be movies like Creed or movies like Rush, like sports movies in general are really fun, and I think this one does a really good job of making the characters likable and making their goals like ones that you're like, okay, I want to get behind that and I want to see how it plays out. And also the basketball scenes in the movies are really cool too.
That was quite. It was quite a description. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, again on
I
Netflix,
tried
so
to think of
anybody can
something
check it
dumb.
out.
I was trying to think of something witty, and I was just like, God damn it, no! I'm gonna come off like just a monster if I say anything. That's a good choice. I want to see that. The best Adam Sandler movie is always gonna be Grown Ups 2. The sequel's just always better. Um, no, I'm kidding. I can't really stand those. Anyways, my number five is going to be the movie X, which was the indie horror that starred Mia Goth, the Brazilian actor, had Kid Cudi. I forget his real name. I apologize. I just remember him, Kid Cudi. And Brittany Snow was in it. And there was a couple other good actors in it. They're kind of not the biggest ones, but it was just that one movie about these people in like the 70s or 80s going down to this farm and making an adult film. But then, when it gets to nighttime, things just take a really strange turn with the landlords and stuff like that. So I really liked it. I thought that it worked really well for the budget. I thought the acting was really spot on. Also, I had that girl Jenna Ortega, who's really starting to kind of find her home in horror. She actually has been in it for a while. She was a little kid at the end of Insidious Chapter 2. So she's kind of always been she's kind of like a new scream queen in a way, and she definitely is one of the other highlights of this movie. It's out everywhere on streaming. I don't think it's on any like platform as of yet, like Amazon Prime or Netflix or anything, but I say it's definitely worth the rental.
I think it's on Paramount Plus, if I remember correctly, right? Isn't that where you saw it? Or did you actually, were you able to catch it in
No, I saw
theaters?
it in theater.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Let me check. I'm a Paramount App Plus right here.
I think it is on
Let
Paramount.
me
I know it
see.
came to one of the streaming services, either that or Peacock, but I think it might be Paramount, if I remember correctly.
Mm, you may be right, but I don't think it is. So I'm just checking that right now. Oh, no, whoops. No, I'll check later. My phone
I
died.
mean, either way,
Uh,
it's everywhere available. Like you said, like you can rent it and stuff. Any digital platform that you can rent movies in, or one of the streaming platforms. I'm sure if you look it up, it'll be on there. Since it's been out since January, right?
yes, I would consider up there of. It's another solid movie of elevated horror, not just typical slashers. Which that'll segue into my fourth one. But Bern, did you want to take the? Do you want to do yours real quick too? The fourth one.
Yeah, I'll go with my four. So at my number four spot, right now currently, I have Matt Reeves' The Batman. Really love this movie
At
so much.
number four.
Yes, number four. But when you see the other three, it's like honestly, all of these could, all these from four to one could be my top one. They always like fluctuate, but at this current time, this is at my number four, and for all the reasons we listed in our two reviews, everything from the direction, the set, the set work, the music, and then the awesome performances by Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell. It's like everyone here just does a great job. This is my favorite Gotham City. This is my favorite Batman movie, and this is my favorite Batman portrayal. Like, all of it just works so much for me, and I think right now it's still my favorite comic book property that's come out this year. Out of all the things that have come out, and there's been a lot of shows, and there's been a few movies too, and this is still at the top. And this came out in March, so I wouldn't be surprised if this stays up here in my top five by the end of the year. It's so good. It's on HBO Max now, in case people, for some reason, missed it. But yeah, this is an amazing movie, and I can't give it enough credit.
You know what? I respect your choice, but I also hate you. That's number four. But you know what? We'll hear the next three, and maybe I'll forgive you. Um, my number four, which I finally saw on Paramount Plus, was Scream 6. It came out in January this year. I just did not have time to go see it, but oh my god, I am disappointed I missed it in theaters because it is easily the best Scream movie I think since 1 and 2. Given I know that's probably not much to say because 4 wasn't the best, 3 was okay, but this is up there. It was so well done. Had a solid cast. Again, Jenna Ortega from X. She's in this one. She's one of the main stars. Melissa Barrera from oh my god, what's that movie
In
we
the
saw last
Heights.
year? This musical, In the Heights. Thank you.
Hmm.
Um, she's in this one. Nev Campbell returns as Sidney Prescott. David Arquette, Courtney Cox. It was such a great requel, as they called it. It just I think that's why Scream is my favorite horror movie franchise, just because I love the the commentary on actual films and stories while mixing it with the slasher genre. I think it works on all levels. There were some good twists and turns in this movie. I didn't really see it. I mean, I was kind of spoiled and stuff here and there, but it was awesome. I can't say enough for that one, and I really hope they can figure out Neve Campbell's return for the next one, because I know there's like a little dispute with her pay and stuff, but I'm all in it, and it really does. It kind of showed me the difference between elevated horror like the Babadook, X, and Midsommar and stuff with just slasher stuff. Like I just kind of bundled all into horror, but this movie enlightened me on that, so I loved it.
That's one I definitely need to watch. Unfortunately, I missed it when it was out in theaters, but I've heard a lot of really good things, and to hear it in your top five makes me want to see it even more. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out on Paramount Plus. You said right?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, it's all on there.
Then I will watch.
Number 3.
Let's see. For my number 3, I have Robert Eggers' The Northman. Really dug this movie. Alexander Skarsgård gives an incredible performance, as does Anya Taylor-Joy and everybody else involved. Nicole Kidman. I mean, what more can we say? Robert Eggers is a master at directing. You know, he's 3 for 3, and this one is just the awesome like revenge tale of a Viking. It blends the line between like an art film and a blockbuster movie. Probably his most accessible in that aspect. But just the pure revenge story at the heart of this movie is awesome. And like I said, Alexander Skarsgård gives an Oscar-worthy, performance. We'll see, who gets the nominations by the end of the year. But like I said, he channels Leo from The Revenant in this movie, and the cinematography is great, the setting's great, and you're just like locked in this movie from start to end. At least I was. So it dug its claws into me, and it didn't let go until that fiery finale at the end of the movie. So yeah, the blending of mythology and the storytelling here was really good, and also learning more about the culture of Vikings was all really good. It was all weaved into the main story, and it all worked so well for me, and the action was brutal. So yeah, it checked all those boxes for me. So that's why it's at my number 3.
I'm inclined to agree with you, Mr. Magani. That is also my number 3, just for all the reasons you said. Just again, man, Alexander Skarsgård was such a primal force in that one. Where man, like, his berserker scenes, his whole revenge tale was just epic beyond belief. And yeah, I can't, I just want to see what Eggers keeps doing, and I also want to see Alexander Skarsgård do more stuff like that. Whether it be an action movie, another drama. He's a great actor, so gotta keep coming from him. But now let's go into your number 2.
Number 2. So my number 2 is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Currently it is A24's most successful movie that they've ever done, and I can see why. This movie, like I said in my review of it, this was a truly like almost like spiritual experience watching this movie. Michelle Yeoh and leads like this awesome cast that tells a really great immigrant story, and a great story about like mental health and family issues, all in this like crazy multiversal action movie that you're just like the entire way through you're like, this is the real multiverse of madness. There's just the things that happen in this movie you couldn't even like say in a sentence and take yourself seriously. Like, it's so funny, it's so cool, and it's just way out there as a movie. But at the heart of it is a really great emotional core, and it got me. It really spoke to me. So it's one I hope more people watch, and the fact that it's as successful as it is. It's just great to see. And I just want everybody to check this one out, because hopefully it gets the recognition it deserves come award season, because it really does deserve it.
It's Michelle Yeoh. I mean, if it doesn't, then it's like, wow, hashtag Oscars racist. That's how I would tweet. And my number 2, which was your number 4, is The Batman, just because I've been looking forward to that movie for a while. I love everything Batman. And this was just such a great combination of some of the most popular stories for Batman, including Year One, The Long Halloween is involved, a bunch of other stuff. And the influence that Matt Reeves took from those aspects and translated into this was just awesome. And Pattinson was definitely if not the best Batman, he is up there. Ben Affleck is still tied up there with me because they're just the two opposite ends of the spectrum. A young, brutal Batman, and then the old, fucked up, brutal Batman who, both don't give a shit, but they learn from their ways. So I love that one. But let's get into it, Bern. What is your number one favorite movie so far of 2022?
I mean, I think we both know what this one is. I'm sure it's your number one. It's definitely my number one. So let's just both go ahead and talk about it right now together. It's Top Gun Maverick, dude.
Of course, that's Top Gun Maverick. You could ride my wing, you could ride my tail anytime, Bern.
I will be your wingman every time. Dude, this is such a cool movie. Like, am I right?
If I could high five, down five you, I would do it. Just yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shirtless on a volleyball court or
flexing,
beach football.
Got our glasses on, everything, just all of it. Oh my gosh, that is easily the best movie. I think it may be still my number one. In all honesty, this year, I can't. The only thing that could unseat it is Avatar 2, and that's a big if, because God, I hope it's good. I really hope it's not a disappointment, because if not, I'm like, James Cameron, you fucking hack. But, dude, yeah, it's one of the few, like, besides Dune that came back in IMAX like 50 times, which it well deserves, and that was great. One of the best movies last year. When this one came out in IMAX, I was so excited. I was like, day one ticket, let's go. Dude, just, oh my God. And then he told me to order the Steelbook, and I was like, yep, sold it. We're good. So... and this is one you couldn't have missed in theaters.
Like, you had to watch it in theaters. I mean, I'm sure it's great at home, in the comfort of your home with like a movie and a sound system and all that. But this really was a movie. When they say they make movies to be watched in a theater, this is the movie that comes to mind. It's like just everything from the flight sequences to like the character arc of Maverick himself, and the new cast that joined as well is just. It's so good. It's the epitome of a summer blockbuster movie, and the epitome of what we can achieve with film. It's like it's everything here for the most part. And maybe like 90% of it is done practically, and it shows. Everything here, you're just like blown away by it because you're like, oh my God, like that's happening in camera right now. It's just ridiculous, and Tom Cruise is a big proponent of all that, and his efforts have paid off, I think, in the last few years with the action movies that he's been in, because you watch him and they're just a crazy experience because you're like, no one else in Hollywood is doing these types of movies anymore.
Mickey Rourke would disagree with you hard.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Tom Cruise is not.
He's irrelevant, right?
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, okay, Mickey, nobody gives a shit, dude. You haven't done anything since The Wrestler, so what's your problem?
It's like, okay, dude, you're the most successful movie in this year. It's like, but yeah, Tom Cruise is irrelevant. Sorry, Top Gun Maverick's not my number one. Because Mickey
the real number one is Morbius.
Yes, that's the real. What's Morbin time?
Movie. No, I can't say that seriously. No, Top Gun though, easily the best thing. And there's some good honorable mentions up there, like Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Ambulance was a great one, and even Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Those are definitely some other ones you should definitely see in theaters. Black Phone is great, and then we also recently saw Elvis, which
I still need to watch
another
Black Phone.
solid musical biopic. Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah. And Elvis. Yeah, that's a real good honorable mention. Austin Butler, another front runner for the Oscar, I think.
Yeah, Austin Butler, man, he's gone from almost complete unknown to just, rising star. I would definitely nominate him for that performance. But other than that, Bern, anything else you wanna give a brief shout out to, or should we wrap it up?
No. I want to keep the rest of my top 10 close to the vest until we get to the end of the year, because that should be saved for that video. We're only halfway through, and it's been such a great first half of the year, and like you said, looking forward to Avatar. We'll see where that one lands. I'm very, very curious to see if that one can end up being my number one out of the movies that are coming out this year. That one might be it, but I mean, Nope is around the corner. Hopefully that's really good. And I know we got Wakanda Forever coming out too, so still a lot of really good things to look forward to, and we'll see where they end up in my top 10.
Absolutely. There's a lot of good stuff. So Guys, what did you think? What are your top 5, or what's your favorite movie of 2022 so far? We'd love to hear it. Write it down. Send a raven, whatever you want to do. Or you could just send an electronic letter called an email. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. And until next time, always stay bodacious and keep on ranting for us, guys.
Absolutely, everybody. Be good, be safe, and as always, we will catch you guys on the next one.